Welcome to Virtual Gardening 101. This is a place where we dig into the digital soil and reap real results. Have you ever looked at your Christmas cactus and thought, what has happened to you? The leaves are limp, the edges are turning purple, and there's not a single bloom in sight for the festive season ahead. You have come to the right place because today I'm going to be telling you about the possible cause or causes and guide you as to how you can bring it back to full health. But before I get into that, let me extend a warm welcome to my returning subscribers and thank you so much for the support. And also, welcome to the persons who are viewing for the first time. First, let's talk about what's going on with the plant. These symptoms, the limb segments, reddish color leaves, and the shriveled tips are signs that the plant is crying for help. If you look keenly, you'll notice that the leaves are bending downward instead of standing firm, and this is because the plant has lost its turgor pressure, and this is the internal water pressure that keeps the cells firm. It could be caused by one or more of these factors: too much water, too much sunlight, poor soil, and also the health of the rooting system. When the roots are wet, and I say wet for too long or too moist over an extended period of time, they tend to rot and they turn brown and they also get mushy, the stems that is, and so they are unable to take up nutrients. On the flip side, if the soil is bone dry and remains dry for too long, the leaves get limp also from dehydration. So you have to know what you're doing at all times in order to get the best result from this plant. Let's get into fixing the problem. I know you're anxious to hear, the possible solution to the problem. So the first step is to gently remove the plant from the pot and check the roots. As I said before, the health of the plant is dependent on a healthy rooting system because that's where it gets all the water and the nutrients from. As with most plants, healthy roots are white or light tan in color. If they are dark, mushy, or slimy, you gotta remove those portions with a clean scissors. The next step is to repot it in fresh, well-draining soil. A cactus or succulent mixed with some perlite or orchid bark is the best to incorporate with the soil because these will give the roots oxygen and prevent water from sitting around them for a long time. After you've done that, you water it lightly, so you're going to give it just enough water to keep the soil moist and allow it to dry out in between waterings. It's important to remove the severely damaged or limb segments of the plant as well because this is going to help the plant to focus its energy on new growth. And you can't restore a plant and still have those old portions on it, by the way. And with time, you'll start to see fresh plump leaves forming, and this will be a sign that the cactus or the plant is bouncing back. In order not to have a repeat, you gotta make sure that you put the plant in the right environment. As much as how you have taken steps to improve the soil quality and the drainage and other factors, you want to make sure that it is in a space where it will thrive. Remember now, it can be grown indoors as well as outdoors as long as you don't expose it to direct sunlight. So it needs bright indirect light. If you were paying close attention, you notice that the direct sunlight would definitely impact the leaves. If you have it indoors, a north or east facing window is perfect. You want to keep temperature moderate between 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of us who are accustomed to Celsius, it is 15.6 to 23.9 degrees Celsius. You also want to avoid cold drafts or direct heat. So any temperatures that is very cold or very hot will affect the plant. You can mist it occasionally if the air is really dry in the space that you have it, especially if it's indoors. And you also want to place it among other plants, to maintain humidity. If your Christmas cactus is not looking very promising for the upcoming holidays, don't give up on it just yet. With a little care and patience, you may just have it just in time, blooming for the holidays, or if not, early in the new year. If you've watched up to this point, I want to thank you for the support. And please remember to like, comment, share, and also subscribe if you have not yet done so for more features like this and so much more that I will be putting out. Once again, I want to say thank you for coming over to give me the support.